With that said, if someone wants to start us off the first question, the floor is open. Go ahead, Mike.
Thanks, Preston. Hey, Matt. Familiar looking team across the field for you guys this week. Obviously, you had some pretty good memories of when you were there, but how different do they look to you on film compared to when you played there?
It's interesting how I don't know, kind of how defense changes over the course of the years, and the kind of like the ebbs and flows of what becomes popular is what most defenses run. So they kind of like, when I was there early on, it's really kind of a similar style defense, and they switched. So they kind of came back to what they ran when I was first. And obviously it's different coordinating. Vic Fangio wasn't there early on, but they're kind of as far as like formationally and stuff, they do a lot of similar things as to what they did early on in my career. So it's kind of interesting how that changes. But yeah, it's an attacking front. They work hard. They fly around. They fly into the ball. They're a good defense.
Let's go to David Newton for the next question, followed by Steve Reed.
Hey, Matt, a couple questions. One, could you ever foreseen both the Broncos and Panthers being where they are 5 years after playing each other in the Super Bowl? It's just hard to believe almost.
Yeah, I mean, football's a hard sport. It's hard to win. It's hard to be the best. It's hard to sustain it. I mean, there's a reason I think you look at what like New England's done over the past couple of decades that's very rare. So no, I mean, obviously neither us nor them like envisioned this, but hey, it's where we're at, and we're focused on just getting a win this week.
And I also want to ask you, Matt Rule shared with us part of his conversation you guys today in a lengthy on the field speech there, and about gratitude and about the growing and all that. What did you gather from that conversation and what he said?
Oh, I mean, I think I just echo what he said. It's there's a lot going on in this world with the pandemic, and I mean, there's suffering and struggling all over the place, and just we're very blessed in what we're doing, and the fact that we're able to play still, and we're very lucky, and it's it's absolutely something to be thankful for.
Matt, David Newton stole my question there, but I'm going to ask you about Christian McCaffrey. Now this is kind of his third little injury, I guess, that's kind of keeping him out. Matt Rule said he probably doesn't expect him to play this week. I mean, have you talked to Christian, and what's kind of the mood with him? And I guess you got to feel bad for the guy at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems unlucky, and it's not what he envisions. It's not what anyone envisions. But Christian's doing everything he can to get back and get playing, and no one's himself probably more than anyone else excited about it. But he's going to get back. He's going to do everything he can and get back.
Go to Jonathan Alexander for the next question.
Hey, Matt, I hope you're doing well. You probably haven't had to go up directly against him in practice much, but I'm wondering from an offensive lineman's perspective, how difficult is it to go up against a player like Brian Burns based on maybe what you've seen?
Yeah. Well, he's so elusive and quick. You're right. I haven't gone up against him. I mean, probably I count the number of times on one hand, but and he's so shifty, and it's like, I mean, when people can move it's hard to explain when people can move their shoulders like that, and their lower body is still churning. So they confuse you with how their upper body is moving and turning while their low body is still able to be at a full sprint. Like, it's very hard, and it's very hard to block that properly as an O lineman. I mean, there's guys that can do that type of stuff across the league, like Vaughn and guys like that. When it's very rare that people can like maintain that full speed while the rest of their body can be in all these contortions, and then they can plant on a dime and spin. It's just very rare. So he's very good at that.
Let's go to Joe Person for the next question.
Matt, when you're retired and hanging out with your kids 20 years from now, how will you describe to them what this season was like?
I don't know, man. It probably just like, it was a lot of change. I think the biggest change was probably like the fans, not able to have the fans in the stands. So that's probably the biggest change. But, the protocols are the protocols, and it's not as convenient as it is in a normal year, but it is what it is. I don't think, as far as like, I think there's obvious changes all over the place, but I don't feel like that. Like it's been a massive like shock to what I do every day. Obviously there are the things that we're doing, and but I would say the biggest change for us has been the lack of the fans. I really wish that we could have them here, but we got to do the rights, whatever the protocols and stuff.
And this week in particular, Matt, was this just sort of you guys' time in the barrel? I mean, did you figure that this would be sort of inevitable for every team at some?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a virus we still don't really understand all that much, and it just kind of happens. I feel like for the most part we've been pretty good, lucky most of the year compared to some of those teams that have really had to adjust some things. And but it is what it is, and we got some guys down with it, but hope they are able to heal and recover, and that's really the important thing.
All right, guys, that's going to do it. Matt, we appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, thank you.